Hey, what's up, Paul? There's been a lot of discussion and talk on between Seahawks fans, what they think, what their opinion is on Seattle's pass rush for 2020. Now, last year was not very good. They had Jadeveon Clowney, they also had Quentin Jefferson. Both of them are currently not signed by Seattle. Quentin Jefferson left for Buffalo. Jadeveon Clowney looks like he's interested in some other team offers who are willing to give him more money and a longer term contract. And so this leaves a lot of Seahawks fans believing that Seattle's pass rush is going to be horrible and this is going to be a good year for Seattle in 2020. And today I'm going to give you a few reasons why I think they may be as good as they were. So coming into 2020 offseason, Seattle made a couple, looked like under the radar, small acquisitions for the pass rushers. They brought back pass rusher, linebacker Bruce Irvin, who spent a few years in Seattle, pretty decent pass rusher and Sam linebacker. They also brought Benson Mayowa, who was on Seattle's roster in 2014. He didn't seem to do anything. He went to Dallas and Oakland, and he was very good there. He recorded 7.5 sacks, I believe, last year in 2019. So, with the additions of these two pass rushers, they remind me similar to what... So in 2012, Seattle had pass rusher Chris Clemens, and this is what I believe Benson Mayowa is very similar to. Similar stats over the last couple of years, and then Bruce Irvin ended a lot better than what he was last year, in 2012 and 2013, he was kind of the complementary player to Chris Clemens. So Benson Mayowa and Bruce Irvin are basically what you had for those couple of players back in 2012 and 13. Then on the other side, for the base defensive end, you got Rasheem Green and L.J. Collier. So L.J. Collier, he's kind of already been written off as a big draft bust, but here's a few reasons why I think he's going to be almost like the next Michael Bennett. So, L.J. Collier, when he was playing in college, he was a fast, quick, strong defensive end, could get to the quarterback. He didn't have a ton of sacks, but very similar stats to Michael Bennett. He was a big disruptor in the middle, where L.J. Collier, he can play in the middle, like at the 3-tech position, like on third downs. And he also plays, as Smith, we know he plays the outside base defensive end spot. So starting out camp of last year, Collier, he was really killing it, playing really well, showing a lot of potential. Pete Carroll was saying in team interviews, and Ken Norton talking about how they were very excited to see what L.J. Collier could do. He potentially was going to be the starter. This is before Clowney ever came in. And then he gets a high ankle sprain and is carted off the field just a few days before the first preseason game. This is a whole preseason. First game comes back against the Steelers in week 3, I believe, 2 or 3. And he's just not the same. No game experience. He's just trying to keep up and be able to keep up the game. He's not, basically not used to what he had been doing in college at all. So, and then after a few weeks, he was basically put on the bench, only had a few snaps in 2019. So, I believe with some camp time and preseason games this year, I think he's going to be the next Michael Bennett or tally up similar stats. So, with those couple players, you got a good rotation. Then in the 2020 draft, Seattle brought in pass rusher Darrell Taylor and Alton Robinson, two Leo defensive ends who can also play. Darrell Taylor can also play the base defensive end. Alton Robinson is a lot bigger than he looks. He can also play base. So this pass rushing group looks a lot like the 2013 pass rush group. So everyone coming in 2013, no one really expected anything from Seattle's pass rush. You had Chris Clemens, who was coming off an ACL tear. He didn't look like he was going to be able to play as well. You had Bruce Irvin, a young guy coming to his second year. And then you had a bunch of bigger base defensive ends with Red Bryant and defensive ends like that. And then Seattle brings in pass rushers Cliff Averill and Michael Bennett into the equation in free agency. And those two players, they were very underlooked coming into that 2013 offseason. And then look what they showed the world, tallying up a whole bunch of sacks in 2013. And then going to the Super Bowl, I think they sacked Peyton Manning 7 or 8 times, I think. So I believe this pass rush is going to be a whole lot better here in 2020. Not necessarily 2013 stats, but I think don't be surprised if they're going to be getting a lot more sacks than 26 that they did last year in 2019. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed the movie. If you liked it, be sure to click the like button, leave a comment, tell me what you think, your opinions on what Seattle's 2020 pass rush will be. Be sure to share this movie with a friend if you know anyone that loves Seahawk content. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get notified whenever I post a new movie. And be sure to keep an eye out for my new movies coming out. I will be doing basically breaking down each position groups and positional groups. I've done one on the offensive line, defensive line, tight ends, on who I think Seattle will probably make, who will make the roster, all that. I'll probably be doing one on Seattle's wide receivers in the near future. I'm already doing a whole bunch of Seahawk news updates on trade, free agency rumors, big talk on what's going to happen with this 2020 season and all that.